Yes, just behind my left shoulder to your right was where K-Mart was located. It opened in 1984 to great fanfare. Of course, at that time, none of these other businesses existed. I am at what is now Liberty Commons in the year 2026. K-Mart was located here. K-Mart actually closed twice in this location. The first time it closed, it was transformed into a Sears Grand. Then Sears Grand was transformed back to a K-Mart before K-Mart ultimately closed in this location again.
What are you doing?
Dr. Smith, look at this!
What is it? Good heavens. Is it really there? Is it what it seems to be?
Yes, Dr. Smith. It's an SS Kresge store in February of 2026. And SS Kresge was the forerunner to K-Mart.
Ron McCoy is warped.
That's time warped?
William, do you see the lights? They're celebrating Christmas. We've got to get out of here. William, you put down.
And just in time for the Christmas season, K-Mart opened in November of 1984 and, of course, thrived in this area and began as SS Kresge. SS Kresge turned the five and dime into a variety store. And from that emerged the blueprint for the Blue Light Special.
Attention K-Mart shoppers, for the next 10 minutes, there is a Blue Light Special happening in aisle 13.
The story of K-Mart begins with a young Sebastian Spearing Kresge, born July 31st, 1867. Working as a hardware salesman, SS Kresge met Frank Woolworth, who started the first five and dime store. Kresge believed that he could create a chain store that would offer low-end products to the people. He and business partner John McClory pooled their savings and opened two stores in 1897, one in Detroit and one in Memphis. Years later, the pair bought each other out, and Kresge had sole ownership of the Detroit store. After 1904, stores opened quickly. Kresge purchased retail competitor Holmes, Talley, and Evans, and a store owned by Woolworth's brother, H.G. Woolworth. By 1912, Kresge had incorporated his company in Delaware, operating 85 stores with $10.3 million in sales. In 1916, the business reincorporated in Michigan, boasting 160 stores with sales of $26.3 million. By 1924, there were 257 stores with sales of $90.2 million. And 25 years later, the retail empire had grown to 694 stores with annual sales approaching $300 million. The business philosophy was simple. Offer customers items that they need at prices that they can afford. And they'll keep coming back. He also dealt only with cash. And a sign on the Detroit store read, "No item more than 10 cents found in this store." And it didn't start in Liberty. It started in the Kansas City area. It came to Liberty relatively late. As I said before, 1984. What's this all about? Yes, there was a K-Mart over off Shoto and Vivian, across from where the old Antioch Shopping Center used to be. So this is the K-Mart I have the most memories of. This is the K-Mart located off Shoto, across from where Antioch Shopping Center used to be located. Of course, now it is Antioch Crossing. But this is the K-Mart that my family and I would come to frequently. And one of the things that I loved about this K-Mart was its selection of 8mm films. Now, I have a collection of 8mm films, as seen here in my shop, RM Land. And coming over here, it was magical because of all of the different choices that they had. Now, my parents would not just buy me things. I had to earn the money, so I had to be very, very careful about spending my money. So I had to pick only the films that I most wanted, and I saved up my money and I bought them. The first movie that caught my eye at Kmart was Gunga Din, a 50-foot reel of film which, when played, lasted maybe 5 minutes. For my birthday in 1970, when I was 10 years old, I received this projector, as well as a motorized Monster Maker, one of my favorites. As you can see, I'm entertaining my grandmother McCoy with a film on one of my projectors. Susan's playing the colorful organ to accompany this projector, and my sister Sandy, you can't see it in this shot, but she has her own projector and she's playing a movie as well. In this photograph, Christmas 1969, my grandmother Moore even gave me a projector that played sound films. It was a complicated thing, and even my dad couldn't figure out how it would work. The sound quality was terrible, and ultimately my grandmother returned it, not to Kmart, but to another department store. In January 1972, I decided I was going to make my own home movies. I wrote the script, I had everyone participate, and I bought the film at the Kmart on Shoto. I was going to buy black and white film in order to save money, but they didn't sell black and white film. And from there, I continued to make movies through the years, using some of the most sophisticated techniques as far as special effects were concerned. I also involved the family pets as well as my sisters in my productions.
I'm finished. Dunny and I simply cannot move another step. I should have followed my own instincts, not listened to you.
We've got to keep moving, Dr. Smith.
Here at this corner, 12th and Main, is the location of where SS Kresge could be found in downtown Kansas City. The story of my father and the business that he built has a very familiar ring. It is as American as New England and as earthy as common toil. It is a story repeated in 100 different forms by men who had the same dreams and the same vision as my father. The same dogged determination, the same sense of values, and lastly, but most important, the same fine sense of timing, or the ability to recognize that the time was ripe for the fulfillment of their ambitions. Stanley Kresge, October 8, 1957. I had the right idea at the right time and in the right place, said Kresge, who retired in 1925 as president but remained chairman of the board until the year of his death in 1966. The idea, new at the time, was to display many items on open counters so that customers could easily examine and inspect them. Prior to this, merchandise was displayed behind the counter and required a salesperson to retrieve it. Kresge's merchandising strategy also relied on quick inventory turnover and stocking mass-produced goods that kept items standardized across stores. The SS Kresge Company grew to be the second largest variety chain in the United States. So walking up to the entrance of this K-Mart is kind of surreal in a way because I have not trod across this parking lot for I'd say over 40 years. The K-Mart in Liberty opened in 1984, and because of that, we did frequent that K-Mart more than we did this K-Mart at the time. However, this K-Mart was bigger and had a huge selection compared to the K-Mart in Liberty. No doubt I am trespassing, but wow, walking up to this K-Mart brings back many, many memories. Rather sad now. Yes, we call this the K-Mart at Antioch, even though it's across the street from where the Antioch Shopping Center used to be located. The stores changed as retail trends matured over the years. The company battled anti-chain store sentiment in the 1920s and 30s. While floor plans expanded and merchandise offerings swelled, Kresge focused on keeping the average cost of items low and affordable. By World War I, prices had crept to about 15 cents. Many stores offered lunch counters. By the 1950s, a typical store carried more than 15,000 items and featured checkout lanes rather than a salesperson behind each counter. The company employed more than 35,000 employees by the mid-1950s. The company began a slow decline in the 1990s, leading to its first Chapter 11 bankruptcy filing in 2002. In 2005, Kmart and Sears merged to form Sears Holdings. Locked tight, as expected. It is now time for my personal pilot to whisk me away to locations where there are Kmart stores still in existence. There's one, a big box store in the U.S. Virgin Islands. There's also a big box store in Tamuing, Guam, and a smaller location in Kendall Lakes, Florida. Yes, there are actually some Kmarts still in existence in the year 2026.
That I should meet my fate at the hands of a wind-up monster.
We now leave all defunct department stores and wind-up monsters to you until the next riveting edition of Ron McCoy's Crazy. Warped. That's time warped.
What are you doing?
Oh, I'm being pulled into another fantastic adventure somewhere along the infinite corridors of time. I am here at the building located at 715 Armour Road, the site of Park Lofts, a most imposing building, but it hasn't always been the Park Lofts. What was it originally? We will find out.